and she's gonna have to demolish it.
Oh,
It's toxic.
All right, Jesse, you're
goodness.
now live on YouTube. Since y'all wearing the mask, people have complained sometimes if you're going to talk to the mic, trying to get close, you keep your mask on, but it's really kind of hard to hear on the screen.
Yeah, it's amazing how muffled you.
Yeah.
I call muffle that in there.
We said that in the area.
Yeah. Well, we got 4 o'clock. All right, then we'll call the March 15th meeting of the Planning Commission to order. First order of business is the approval of minutes from the meeting on February 22nd. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second. Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like signs. I think it was unanimous. The second thing on our agenda is a public hearing for the proposed ordinance to repeal and replace in its entirety the Unified Development Ordinance adopted on October 19th, 2019, last amended on December 10th, 2020. Brother Hart, get seated. Is there?
Apologize for being late, but on time according to Bill.
Well, there you go. You know, the town council had first reading on an ordinance to repeal the UDO in its entirety and replace it with the old ordinances. So that's what our public hearing is about. Is there anyone here that wants to speak to the issues?
Okay, thank you. My name is Tom Wallington. I've been doing real estate development for about 30 years. Just recently renovated the 211 West Richardson House around the corner, and wanted to kind of come out and give some comments in terms of the UDO, my experience in development work, and kind of the things that I've seen with it. I would say that using the UDO, I do support it in terms of it unifying a lot of the things that the town had and brought together in a place that's readable and usable. I think that the zoning concepts, the way they were presented in the UDO, I think were good and understandable and clear at the front end in terms of generally what you were trying to get done with each of the zones. And I thought that was good and supportive. I especially like the mixed use districts that are in the UDO and the way they encourage that mix of uses and how difficult it is in the parts of town where that exists. I do understand the concerns of the design guidelines that people have said in terms of how those are applied and where they're applied. And I think that they can be helpful and encouraging in areas where the town has a design review board or an architectural review board that can also help support and implement a lot of those concepts. Maybe not as much in a lot of the just general districts or conventional districts where it can be a lot more difficult and more traditional to take that on. I think that the parking and driveway section, again, seems to have been written fairly well and encourage pedestrian elements in the mixed-use districts. And I can see where that could potentially be difficult in some of the more traditional districts where the car is the primary concern more so than the pedestrian. It's not that it's not important, but you do have conflicts and you got to pick a priority in terms of where you're going with that. So overall, I think the UDO can encourage quality development. I think that understanding how to adopt and evolve it where it's appropriate so it does the right things for all of the town would be a good thing to do. So it's not that relooking at it isn't important. With a new ordinance like this, that's always important. But I would like to see things evolve and not just get rid of one and add another one. So that was my 2 comments, or 3 comments. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else that wants to speak to any of these issues? Hearing and seeing no one rise to the occasion, we'll close the public hearing at this time. Under old business, the proposed ordinance to repeal and replace in its entirety the UDO adopted on October 19th, 2019, last amended on December 10th, 2020. Is there, I'm going to take this a little out of order. Is there anything that commissioners would like to say about this?
The motion, or at least the proposal that came to us, was to eliminate it entirely and replace it with the old ordinances.
That was the context of the first reading, which is generally either sometimes they do it by title only. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is to give everyone time to examine what they're about and make amendments to that, so upon final reading, when it actually takes place, that they've been able to polish it.
Right. And so what's come to us is only that.
That's
proposal.
Correct.
And so I think the discussion underway, from what I understand, is that some portion of the UDO will be preserved and some portions of the old ordinances will be reenacted. And we don't have a proposal encompassing those ideas yet. And so I would propose we table the specific old business before us now, so we can finalize the discussions and research into that and make appropriate amendments when it comes back up to incorporate the appropriate sections of each going forward.
So you have.
So my motion is to table
Yeah,
this for this meeting until further research and discussion is done on this.
Can I
Sure.
change that to postpone? Say what would be for the end of this meeting, whereas postpone is.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me. That's what I meant.
Sure that's what you
Yeah,
meant.
that is what I meant. Thank you.
I have a motion to postpone. Is there a second?
Second.
I think that's almost mouse to unanimous. So we have a motion and a second to postpone. Is there any further discussion at this time? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Postpone. Next order of business is new business, new street names. Central Avenue townhouses, 1 road and 2 alleys. These have all been cleared, Jesse?
Yes. Yes, they have.
Yes, these names have all been cleared by the counties now.
Okay, so on the Central Avenue townhomes, do I have a motion?
And you can just approve all of them and they can choose which ones they want. You don't have to just approve 3 of them. It's up to all of them. I move that we approve all of them.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. 125 Germantown Road subdivision, 2 lanes needed, Gray Pine Lane and Pine Waters Lane proposed. Do I have a motion?
Motion approved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Ayes have it. For the consideration of Dorchester County's Pine Trace Pact Master Plan's compatibility with Somerville, Our Town, Our Future Comprehensive Plan. Do you have any comments?
I was gonna let them kind of speak briefly.
Okay,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commission. My name is Eric Davis, Parks and Rec Director for Dorchester County. I'm here with Warren Pruitt today. Warren is our lead consultant with ADC Engineering on the project. Hopefully that master plan was made available to you prior to the meeting. I think I was here maybe a year ago or less. We had the zoning changed on that property from PD to public land, so we went through it fairly in depth at that time. It's gone now through our Parks and Recreation Commission. We've updated the plan slightly. Pretty much all the features are the same. We've just moved those puzzle pieces around a little bit. But generally, it's a 306-acre property. See, there's quite a bit of wetlands there. We do intend it to become a very passive park with the most active elements being located around the pond. There's a playground there, some dog parks, a bike skills playground, and a whole lot of trails throughout the park. Be happy to go into more detail if you have questions, but that's the general gist of the park. And you're just asking for confirmation that it does conform to your comprehensive plan. One of those check boxes our county attorney has asked us to take care of.
understood.
Just a question. It doesn't affect the planning, but do the trails intend or are they plan to connect to any other trails in the area?
Yes, sir. There's a paved multi-use path that runs west to east, all the way over to Beverly Drive on the eastern side. And then where it terminates on the west end is a canal. It's called the Chandler Bridge Creek Canal at that point. And the county does have plans to pave that canal so it'd be similar to the maintenance shelf on that canal, so that it would go down to the Oak Brook area, connect the park down to there, and hopefully and eventually to the Sawmill Branch Trail as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What is the capacity for parking spaces? Parking spaces.
Parking
Cars.
space capacity.
I did a count, I don't recall, but it was in the neighborhood of 200.
Oh, really? It doesn't look it, that's why I asked. Yeah, it seems like to get to it, you have to drive it and do your walking, so I was trying to figure out how many paces you get out there. Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions from commissioners? Thank you.
You welcome.
Staff have a input on this, Jeff?
I could, go back to. So according the Dorchester County Park Master Plan is referenced in our comprehensive plan, and the Pine Trace Park is a part of that Dorchester County Master Plan, and basically our comprehensive plan says to continue to pursue park opportunities that go along with either our plans or the Dorchester County Park Master Plan. So that certainly, this is certainly in line with that. In addition, it also talks about maintaining open space and following sustainable practices, minimizing impact and preserving open space, which, as you saw from the plan, they are preserving a large amount of open space as a part of this park because it is mostly passive. So based on those that information, it does appear to conform to our comprehensive plan based on staff review.
Any more comments, Commissioner? Yeah. I would entertain a motion to confirm the conformance.
So moved.
A motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, like sign. The ayes have it.
The only thing I have under miscellaneous is just to remind you that we will have a special meeting on March 29th at 4 PM. And that will to do a public hearing for the Chapter 11 being repealed and replaced with Chapter 22 in Town Code for water management.
Okay, thank you. Any of the commissioners have anything for the good of the cause? Here. And given that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We stand adjourned. Thank you, folks.